Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a review on this henna. It's from a company called the Henna Guys, as you can see here. I actually found this company one day while I was searching online for affordable henna options. This henna normally retails for $14 on the Henna Guys website. Although they do have sales quite often, at the time that I'm making this video, this particular shade is on sale for $10. So normally $14, on sale for $10. I think at either price, it's still extremely affordable, especially when you compare it to like some chemical hair dyes and the price of some other hennas that are out there. I definitely don't think the price point is bad at all. This brand is available for purchase on the Henna Guys website. I'll link it down in the description box below. And also this brand, I believe, is available for purchase at a few other online retailers. I'm pretty sure I saw it on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure Walmart.com also has it available if you don't want to order directly from the Henna Guys website. So this brand of henna is available in a wide range of shades. They have red, they have everything from red to brown, like light brown. They even have black. My personal favorite is orange red. The shade I currently have on my hair is called Natural Red. I do have a video on how I mix and apply and rinse my henna, which I will link for you guys down in the description box below if you want to check that out. So let's talk about this henna. As you can see on the package here, it has a big list of I guess the benefits of this henna, or just some of the stuff about it, so I can read that off to you. This henna is chemical free, PPD free, which PPD is a chemical which I cannot pronounce. It's just a chemical that's widely used in most permanent hair dyes. And then it's also metallic salts free, ammonia free, pesticides free, peroxides free, preservative free, and it's also cruelty free, which is a major plus. Also, I'd like to mention that here on the package it says henna hair and beard dye, so if you would like to dye your beard, you can dye your beard using this henna. Also on the outside of the packet it says that it is made in India, so you know where this henna comes from. It also says it is a 100% natural product. On the outside of the packet is also an expiration date. It tells you when it was packaged and when it expires. This henna was packaged on January 4th, 2016, and it doesn't expire until January 3rd, 2020. So it has quite a lengthy shelf life. You don't have to worry about, if you don't need your henna right away, you don't have to worry about it expiring or anything like that, because it's going to last a long, long time. So when you purchase one of these packets from the Henna Guys, it'll arrive in a silver pouch just like this one. And with each kit you get 100 grams of the henna powder. I can show you, this is all I really have left. I've used most of this, but this is what the henna powder itself looks like. At least this particular shade. And then with each packet they also include a shower cap and a pair of disposable gloves, which I think is incredibly awesome. Most companies do not do things like that. You have to purchase all that stuff separately. So I think that's really awesome and thoughtful of them to include those items for you with the packet. So the packet also includes instructions. And if you look at the ingredients on the bag, I know this is not going to focus, but the only ingredient listed is henna. So before I get into the actual review portion of this video, I just like to state that this is just my opinion on this henna. I purchased this with my own money. No one is paying me to do this review. So with that said, I'll go ahead and get into the review and let you know what I think about this henna. So I originally decided to try henna because my hair was extremely, extremely damaged from bleaching. At the time that I discovered the henna, my hair was blonde, it was green, it was like blonde with like streaks of green in it. I had tried to remove a hair color and it did not want to come out, and so it was like partially still in there, and part of my hair was bleached and it was kind of orangey and blonde, and it was a complete mess, okay? And not only that, but it was completely fried because I bleached it like 2 or 3 times trying to get the green out, and it would not come out completely. So I wanted to find something that I could use to just color my hair one solid color, and I wanted something that didn't have like harsh chemicals in it because I did not want to damage my hair any further. I was trying to go like as natural as possible when coloring my hair. If you go back to my earlier videos, you can actually see the green color that I had in my hair before I went red, and that's the color that I was trying to remove when I like damaged my hair so much. Before I even turned to the henna, I did actually try to cover the blonde and green using some chemical dyes that I normally always use from Sally Beauty Supply, but my hair was so damaged that it would not even hold the color. Like the color looked good for like 2 days, and then it just like all seeped out because my hair was just so damaged. It just wasn't even, it couldn't hold the color. So it just looked awful. It was like red, and then like the ends of it where they were so damaged were like all washed out, and it just looked completely disgusting. So I ended up going online, and that's when I came across this brand of henna. Once I tried it out, honestly, I never looked back. I've personally only used 2 shades from this brand. I've used Orange Red, which is my personal favorite, and then Natural Red, which is what I have on my hair right now. If you're somebody who likes to dye your hair red, or any color, but especially red because it is one of the most difficult colors to maintain, and you're tired of the constant battle with trying to keep your hair from fading, then henna might be for you. I can remember going to the salon and spending like $150 on, and I got this like gorgeous shade of like orange red, and I loved it so much, and I was so happy with it. But then I went home and it washed out within like a week, and I was so sad. It was frustrating and disappointing, and it was extremely expensive. $150 for a hair color that only lasts a week is not something that I want anything to do with, honestly. So I dyed my hair using the shade Orange Red from the Henna Guys, and I used that color back in June, and that was over 6 months ago, and I've only recently, just like 2 days ago, had to recolor my hair. If you go back and look at my henna video that I linked below, you'll be able to see the color that I had before I dyed it. You'll be able to see that even after 6 months, I still had a nice shade of red in my hair. Of course, the color had probably faded some over the months, but it was still a nice shade of red, and the fading was definitely minimal. The color still looked really nice, in my opinion. I've never seen any kind of hair dye, especially red, last as long as this one does and still look great. I know back when I used to go to Sally's and use all those chemical dyes, I was dyeing my hair at least once a month, sometimes maybe even twice a month. That is like the best thing for me with henna. That is like what I'm really hitting home on. That is like the biggest pro with henna, is just the lasting power. It is completely insane. The fact that I can go 6 months without having to color my hair is outrageous. It is just unheard of, especially with red hair. I also love that this isn't going to damage my hair since it contains no harsh chemicals, and I'm sure my hair appreciates that too. It is in so much better condition now than what it was a year ago when I first discovered this henna. Henna is actually good for your hair. It can condition your hair, and it can even strengthen your hair over time, which is just another pro to add to the list. I could rave on and on and on about this henna all day long. I do want to say that there are a few cons when it comes to using henna, so I want to kind of talk about those for a second. So if you're someone who likes to change your hair color a lot, henna can be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to remove. Once it's there, it's there. And you really want to be sure about the color that you decide to go with before you go with it, because once it's there, you may not be able to get it out. It is not impossible, but it's just like henna it's not like just dyeing over a normal chemical hair dye. Henna is completely different. So keep that in mind, that whatever color you go with, you could potentially be stuck with it. So another con that comes with doing henna is that it is time consuming. I mean, sure, any form of at-home hair color can potentially be time consuming, but I find henna to be much more so, because the mixing takes longer. Then you have to let the henna sit for at least 2 hours with most colors. Not all of them, but most of them do require, once you mix, to let it sit for at least 2 hours so the dyes can release. And after all that wait and you apply it to your hair, then comes waiting again. Like with most chemical dyes, you would only actually be able to wait about 30 minutes because you can't leave those chemicals on your hair that long. But with henna, you can leave it on your hair however long you want, and the longer you leave it on your hair, the more intense or darker the color you're gonna get. I generally leave mine on for between 2 and 3 hours, but I have left my henna on for up to 6 hours. So that's just another con, is that it is extremely time consuming. It can be. Usually when I do my henna, I do it on a day when I don't have anything else to do. I have ended up having to go to town before with a plastic bag on my head more than once because I was doing my henna and something came up and I had to go. So just keep in mind that it is a very time consuming process, and if you do decide to do your henna, you might want to do it on a day when you're just at home, like Netflix and chilling. Another con is that it can be messy. If you do henna, you do want to make sure that you're going to be using gloves and things like that, because it can stain your hands. If you've never used henna before, I feel like it could be really easy to be intimidated by it, but I feel like the same can be said for any kind of at-home hair color deal. One of the most common complaints I see from people about henna is that it is so messy, and I personally haven't had any issues with it. It doesn't stain my tub or anything like that. If I get it on my skin, I just wipe it off and it comes right off. So I really don't have any kind of issues with it being any messier than any other kinds of hair dyes that I've used in the past. If you're new to henna and you aren't really familiar with the process, I guess I can see how things could kind of get a little bit messy. So another con is the smell. Henna has a very distinct smell. I believe it's on the instruction booklet, or it may be on their website, but the way the Henna Guys describe the henna as smelling is they say that it smells like nature. In my opinion, it smells a lot like hay. Anyone I know who has smelled henna either says it smells like hay or it smells like a farm. It's just a very earthy, like natural smell, and it can take some getting used to, especially if you're used to like chemical dyes and things like that, which is what I used for years and years before I switched to henna. Sometimes after washing my hair, like 2 days later, I can still smell the henna smell kind of lightly in my hair. I've gotten used to it, honestly, and it's not like a terrible smell or anything. I don't find it to be like an offensive smell. And it does eventually wash out within like 2 to 3 washes. But that's just, you know, another thing to be aware of, is that even after rinsing the henna out, like maybe 2 or 3 days later, or maybe even up to a week, you might still smell a little bit of that henna smell in your hair. I can smell it right now because I just dyed my hair like 2 days ago. But like I said, it's not like a strongly offensive smell, and nobody else around you is going to smell it unless they're like way too close up in your business. So another con is that henna cannot lighten your hair. So if you want to go from dark brown to light red using henna, it's probably not going to happen. Like if you put this shade of henna, natural red, on your dark brown hair, say, the most it would do would be probably to give you like a red tint to your hair. So if you're someone who has naturally dark hair and you want bright red henna hair, you're probably going to have to pre-lighten your hair in order to get the shade that you're looking for. I've seen a few recommendations of people saying to use lemon juice along with the henna to try and lighten your hair, but I really doubt lemon juice is going to do much. I'm sorry, lemon juice. So those are just a few of the pros and cons that I've come across while using this henna from the Henna Guys. I hope this video has been helpful for you, or at least helped you decide if you were kind of on the fence about whether you wanted to use henna or not. If you have any questions or comments on this henna, you can let me know down in the comments section below. I will do my best to answer them. Once again, I do have another henna video that I think is pretty informative and helpful, which I will list below in the description box for you if you want to check it out. I think there's some pretty helpful stuff in there, and it can give you a little bit more info and show you a little bit more about the whole henna deal. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more fun videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, bye guys.